I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much once again. I am thankful to the institution for giving me this opportunity. Before I start off with the session, I have already been introduced. So I am Ronita Chakraborty. And my session today, it is, yes, really a very big privilege for me to be part of this ATAL online development program. And I am the faculty development program. I've also been part of it in the previous times whenever it was organized. And it is a real privilege to have participants who are enthusiastic and are extremely dedicated in this particular thing. So without further ado, I will share. My screen is already shared. So I'll start with my presentation. So our session today, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is
Okay,
visible.
okay. Thank you very much. So my session today is going to focus on a topic that has shaped our Indian education system profoundly. Yes, is something wrong? Can I go on? Okay, so the evolution of online education in India, and specifically, we are going to examine how policy reforms, institutional initiatives have influenced the way. So, as participants, understanding about this trajectory is going to help us a lot because it is going to not just help us understand how the online education system is currently in India, but how it has been shaped from the past to the present and the future direction that it might be going into. Before I go on with my presentation, I would like to highlight the importance of this particular topic. Like, why is this topic included in this FDP, in this faculty development program? Now, as we all know that India is one of the largest education system in the world with around 300 million students across schools. There are around over 40,000 higher education institutions. So therefore, we have to keep in mind that meeting this scale requires certain amount of quality, it requires certain amount of equity, and that is a very big challenge for us. Over the past 2 decades, online education has shifted. Previously, when you'll be seeing the subsequent slides coming up, you'll see that it was initially just a supplement, but now it is becoming one of the mainstream mode of delivery. And this has further been accelerated because of the pandemic. So pandemic has pushed us, the institutions, faculty members, to innovate rapidly. And as a result of which, we have been innovating. But there are deep-seated challenges as in digital divide is there is uneven quality, there are learner engagement issues. NEP 2020 has worked a lot in this regard. It has tried emphasizing on the fact that online education should be made an integral part of our mainstream education and rather not just like an emergency response that happened during COVID. It shouldn't be like that. So therefore, it is very important for us to understand the policies. It is very important for us to understand platforms and the pedagogical opportunities that are involved. So taking this into consideration, I'll be starting with my presentation. So before I move on with my slide, this is the roadmap. This is how the presentation will be going or the session will be going. So we'll be starting with the early foundations of online and distance education, followed by which we'll be speaking about the various platforms, policies, and institutional implementations and the current landscape. After which we'll be discussing about the challenges and the equity concerns, and then we'll be moving on with what are the opportunities and the way forward. Apart from all of this, because this is a faculty development program, even though it is an online session, I will be trying to engage you all as much as possible into activities. So there will be 3 activities that are going to make this session, I assume, interactive. So we'll be having the activities spaced out, one right now after this slide, followed by which one in the middle of the session and one towards the end of the session. So by the end of this session, I'm hoping that the participants will be getting a historical perspective. They will be getting a forward looking framework to engage with regarding online education meaningfully as individuals who are working in the field of education, or as I can say, the stakeholders of education. So speaking this, we start with our first activity. This is a Mentimeter activity. I am assuming all of you all know how to use this. So you have menti.com. You can go there. You can use your phones, your laptops that you have in front of you. You please go to menti.com. There is a code given. Alternately, I am also going to flash the QR code for the ease of the participants. I'll flash it for some time. And I request all of y'all in one word, what is coming to your mind when you think about online education? Because I need to know what is your idea about online education. It can be something very positive like accessibility, or it can be something negative or something of, I shouldn't use the word negative, but rather a concern like quality. Just a word. You have around 5 minutes time. And I request all of y'all to type in what is coming into your mind, and the one which gets the most number of the word which is being like assumed by most of y'all, that's going to pop up on the screen, and then we can go on with that knowledge of what you think about online education. So I am assuming everybody is able to see it. Y'all can start with this activity. You can scan the code, the QR, do it, or you can join menti.com, press the code 155011100. Okay, so we are finding words coming up. Yes. I would just request the organizers to let me know, because I see around 4 participants have answered. I am not sure. This is to Archana ma'am. If you could kindly do it in menti.com, it would be helpful. Then everybody could see your answers being flashed on the screen.
Ma'am, shall I go on Google and do?
Yeah, you can go. You can scan the QR. There's a QR
Okay.
out here.
Excuse me. I'll give the
Yes.
instructions, ma'am. That would be easy. Okay, you can use your Google search. There's a camera button, or if you're using an iPhone, use your camera from iPhone. Scan the QR code, and you will get the link. And once the link is open, you will see the questionnaire or the single question. Answer that, and the data will be on the screen. Is that clear to all the participants? Anybody else who has doubts can put it on the text box. I can answer.
Okay, so we are seeing quite a lot of words coming up. There is innovative and flexible. I assume that's the big one right now. We are seeing very poor. There is technical issues. Technical I see coming. Okay. So right now, very helpful seems to be the one which is the most prominent. There's monotony. Okay, that's good. I am hoping the other participants are answering. I can see there are 15 responses. The QR code is already flashed on the screen. You can take your time. There is no rush. We can consider these as activities for discussion in the session. There are 15 responses out of the 20 people who have. Yes. Okay. Okay. I do appreciate the qualitative answers, the subjective answers that we are getting, because yes, obviously one word is not enough to justify what is there in your, what are your perceptions about online education. So yes, if somebody wishes to write such qualitative kind of things, you can please write it in the chat box. So improvement is required. Okay. It's easy to connect. I think there are a few more responses to come. So this exercise
Ma'am, I'm
is
not
kind of,
able to do this.
in that case, ma'am, I think you can use the chat box. I guess you were the one to write something in the chat box. You spoke about it is difficult for students or something like that. Probably the organizers
Yeah,
can, people who are,
students don't take the class seriously. They'll just
yes,
switch on
yes.
the camera or switch on the uh, like link, and they will just keep quiet.
Yeah, that's been an issue for us also. I do agree very much to it. We now need to do something. Yeah. So there has to be some technological advancements that need to be done, wherein we track not only just the students' entry, but also the students' consistent. Because I see nowadays there are very various hacks that is coming up. Yeah. So yes, that is one major disadvantage of AI. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Archana, ma'am, for your answers. Others who is not able to do the activity, you can write your answers in the chat box. And I guess the organizers can let me. Yes, it is a good platform for upskilling students as well as faculty. Yes, that's really good. If taken positively, online platforms are really very good. I think there are two more people who's left to answer. There are 22 participants that I see. Is there anybody still left to the organizers? Is there anybody? Because I'm not able to see the participant list. Has everybody done it? Can we move on? Or is there anybody else?
There are 56 participants.
Okay.
You
So
got
we can wait.
22.
Yeah, I got 21 responses. 22 people have entered. I've got 22 now. So I request the others, because this is an online program, so it would be better if we can make it a bit more interactive. You can also unmute yourself and speak. That would also be helpful if you find the Menti activity to be a little tedious. Yeah, this is what happens in online. As Archana ma'am was saying, people just turn it on, and then yeah, tracking becomes difficult. This is what is fun of it. So we'll wait for a few more minutes, because I see the number of participants entering into the activity is increasing. The main purpose of this activity is just to understand, because you all have been having this session for the last couple of days, and by now I assume that you formed some kind of an idea and assumption about what is the status of online education, what you think about online education in our country, taking into consideration the status in the state to which you belong to, the institution that you belong to. So therefore, this kind of gives us an initial idea. It kind of lets us know where do we stand, and accordingly we can go, because I'm going to speak mostly about the policies. So that's going to give an idea to us. Okay, blended is more helpful. Yes, definitely. Blended is definitely helpful. Thank you, ma'am, Vaishali. I see accessibility to be the one having the most. Low listening capacity, yes. Yes, that's true. I'll probably give 2 more minutes, after which I will start with my presentation. I see 24 participants have answered. I request the others, if you could kindly engage in the activity, then it would be a little bit interesting for you all also for the session. So as of now, what I can see, what all of you all can see, those who are there, is accessibility. So yes, accessibility is the biggest thing that we have. Improvement is required. Yes, there is a lot of improvement that has to be brought about. I saw Vaishali ma'am speaking about the concept of blended learning. Yes, blended learning is important, because if we just stick to online, then things may become hard for us. So we need to have a good amalgamation of online and offline method. Concentration is being affected. That's very true, because concentration does get affected. Students are not interested. There are technical issues. It's easy to connect. Yes, it is very helpful, but there is improvement required. I think the others can join in the later activity. I do not wish to keep you all long for with the activity, the same activity. So I move on to the next slide. So this is kind of giving us, so all of you all, yes, passive listening, lack of seriousness. Yeah, there are multiple issues. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah, it has become globalized in terms. Yeah, we've become a global village. That's true. So thank you for the preliminary kind of an answer, the kind of an impression that you have. My slide is going to cover all of this. It's definitely going to cover all of this. So moving on to now. So before we talk about the big digital platforms, we talk about the policies. It is important for us to understand how online education in India has progressed. So the story goes back much earlier. So previously, before online education came, there was this concept of correspondence education. So we've moved from correspondence to distance to digital. So in 1960s and 70s, it was the correspondence and the distance. And these laid kind of the groundwork for our present day online education. So this section that y'all are going to see, the slides coming after this particular thing, is going to speak about step by step how online education has moved from correspondence to the open universities. Then we have the telecom revolutions coming up, the internet, ICT, and so on. And finally, to the blended learning that we have. So the first thing that we have is the distance education, which was in the 1960s and 1980s. So India's online education journey did not begin with internet. It began with something called as the distance education, which is very much there. So in the 1960s, several universities, they came up with what is called as correspondence courses. Most of you all are aware of it. So materials, they were printed, they were delivered by post. This opened higher education to working professionals. That was the entire idea of correspondence education. It opened to working professionals, it opened education to housewives and people who were staying in rural areas who were not able to afford regular college. That was the whole idea. So the biggest milestone was achieved in 1985 by IGNOU. It used a blended approach. That is not only just textbook, but it also had the radio, that is the AIR, All India Radio. It had television in the form of Doordarshan. It had audio cassettes. So this is what IGNOU did. So IGNOU institutionalized the concept of flexible entry and exit. And this is what we are doing today, the modular learning. So states to follow. Now, you will find when I'm going to discuss in today's presentation, a lot of reference to West Bengal, because that is the case state that I have taken, the state which I'm going to use as reference. You can relate it with your own respective states, because I did not know how many people from how many states are involved in today's FDP. So therefore, I have used West Bengal as the reference state over here. So West Bengal established the Open University as the Netaji Subhash Open University in 1997, and this remains as one of the largest state university serving marginalized and rural learners. So what we can see from this particular slide is this era laid the foundation of later digital reforms that came up in our country, the philosophy that education must reach learner. It should not be just limited or confined to one section of learner, but it should include everyone, whether they are in the campus or they are out of the campus. Next comes the first step in online learning that happens in the 1990s. So internet arrives in our country by the late 1990s. However, as you can see, it was a luxury. If you look into the photos, that's how the pictures represent. It was a luxury. It was like limited only to the urban elites, or it was people who had dial-up connection. So yes, some private institutions and universities, they started experimenting with the concept of online learning, although the term online learning wasn't used. But these were very small text-heavy sites. So the sites were packed with text-heavy things, and there was a lot of requirements for expensive internet. So breakthrough happened in 2003 when NPTEL was launched by the IITs and the IISc. And for the first time, high-quality video lectures were being available for only engineering and science students online. It was freely available. However, there were a lot of problems, as you can see in the slide itself. There was bandwidth being too low, computer access was only to just few urban areas, and obviously students from the disadvantaged and the rural parts of the country were facing a lot of trouble. But yes, you can say that the NPTEL's introduction in 2003 launched what later gave rise to the flagship program of our country, that is MOOCs, and it marked the beginning of a very structured online education. So it's just the preliminary step. Followed by this, we now move into the National Mission on Education through ICT era, our turning point from 2009 onwards. So in 2009, the government of India launched the National Mission on Education through ICT, or the NME-ICT era. Its vision was clear. Now, the vision of NME-ICT was very clear. It focused on democratizing quality education. And it is such that education is not just limited to only the urban institutions, but also students from rural institutions in India can learn. So students belonging to the rural parts of the country can also learn from the same resources as those in IITs. So the first thing that we have over here, if you look in Spoken Tutorial, this is a project. You can see the figure in the image over here. Spoken Tutorial was a project which was established by IIT Bombay. We also had virtual labs which were being set up for science students to perform online experiments, thereby cutting down expenditure which was involved for very high quality infrastructure. So this spoken tutorial program, which was launched by IIT Bombay, it provided free training in software skills, and this was important from employability. Apart from this, we also had the e-yantra. So e-yantra was done by IIT Bombay again, and it introduced robotic kits and training to engineering students. We also have the NDLI, that is the National Digital Library of India, which was established by IIT Kharagpur, that is a repository of books, journals, and videos. So together, all of these initiatives started developing or creating what we can say the backbone of the later digital revolution that we'll see in the upcoming slide. So they also shifted our mindset. They started making us feel that digital education is not just an option. It is something which we can make it central to the process of education. Now we move on to the big telecom revolution and the growth of blended learning. So the big telecom revolution happened in 2019. So that is our real turning point, wherein telecom revolution was led by Jio. So Reliance Jio made sure that data costs dropped by 90 to 95%. India was achieving a market wherein cheap internet was available. Almost overnight, we had millions of users who could afford high-speed internet. At the same time, smartphones were gradually becoming more and more ubiquitous. It was being available. So students were using phones. They started getting phones available. So most of the institutions in urban areas back then, I was working in a school and I saw all my students using smartphones. So we had those smartphones that were there. They were using it. So it was quite common gradually. I'm speaking about the urban areas over here. So they could now watch YouTube tutorials, join live sessions, and they could also use various other educational apps. And this was gradually spreading to the different parts of the country, not just urban, but also to the other parts of the country. Apart from this, we also see the rise of the edtech companies. So companies like Baiju, Vedanta, then you have Unacademy, Topper, Upgrad, many more, they started becoming a household name. And learners from any age group and any discipline could join into these apps. So in effect, we can see that a parallel ecosystem of digital learning was being developed outside the boundary of schools and classrooms. So policies were also supporting the shift. It's not just that this was happening. What was the policy support? 2016-17 UGC guideline says that up to 20% credits could be earned through NPTEL and SWARE. So this was a very significant move because for the first time, blended learning gradually had started receiving recognition by the higher institution. So gradually what happened, my institution, many of my faculty members can vouch for this. Many of the institutions, they started experimenting with the concept of LMS. My institution, very own institution, was also experimenting with the concept of learning management system like Moodle. I think your institutions also use some kind of learning management system. Apart from that, there was Google Classroom that was being used. Some other institutions were also coming up with the concept of a hybrid classroom. So while others were partnering with edtech companies for skill-based and supplementary courses. So together we can see that all of these was creating an infrastructure that was promoting the culture of blended learning, that was promoting a culture of digital learning. So without telecom revolution, without the growth of edtech companies, and without UGC's suggestions and the recommendations and their thing, it was becoming gradually very difficult. Like if we didn't have all of this, probably India would not have been able to shift to the online mode during the COVID-19. It would have been really impossible. So this is what created the background, and this is what led to us for going into the COVID-19 background. So speaking about all of this, now we've traced the early foundations of online education to the present day scenario. So before we move on with all of the other parts, we should now try identifying what made such large-scale digital learning possible in the 21st century. So what is right now, if you look into our country is having a very fine use of digital learning happening throughout. So what has made it possible? The answer is a very strong platform, which is national. And these platforms are acting as backbones for our online education. They are providing us with content. They are providing us with connectivity. There are credit frameworks involved because of these platforms. So the very first platform that I'll be speaking about is SWARE. This is our India's flagship massive open online course platform. This was established in 2017 by the Ministry of Education. And this is India's answer to the global MOOC platforms like Coursera, edX. So, but this was designed for our local needs. So SWAYAM hosts a number of courses. There are school-based courses to postgraduate level courses. And the unique part is because of NEP 2020, when I'll be speaking afterwards, you'll get to see, and you'll all know that NEP 2020 has made SWAYAM all the more important because of credit recognition. So if a student completes a SWAYAM course, universities must accept those credits as part of the UGC guidance. So SWAYAM hosts a number of courses, and there are different coordinators. If you can see in the slide itself, there are around 9 coordinators which manage different subject domains. So engineering is being managed by NPTEL. Non-technical based courses are being managed by UGC. We have school-based courses by NCRT, general by IGNU, and the others. So this is, and then we've got the management courses being managed by IIM Bangalore. So as of 2023, the data says that we have more than 2,500 courses in SWAYAM. There are around 1.6 crore of learners enrolled as of 2023. So students from different parts of the country, from even the remotest part of the country, has ability to access IIT quality content, very high quality content, something which was unimaginable few decades ago, 2 decades ago as well. So then comes the next, that is the DTH channels for learning, the next platform. So alongside SWAYAM, the government realized that not every student has the access to internet because of different reasons, be it geographical, be it economic, be it any other thing. So they therefore came up with the solution of SWAYAM Prabha, that is the direct to home channel. So SWAYAM Prabha was launched in 2017 by the Ministry of Education again, and it uses 32 DTH direct to home channel that is producing educational content round the clock. So every 4-hour block is being repeated 6 times so that students can tune in anytime according to their convenience. The channel is also carrying courses from NCRT school content. They are also showing IIT-based lectures. There is teacher training. There is vocational development-based courses. So there is a whole diversity of courses that are being shown in the SWAYAM Prabha channel. So this is particularly valuable for rural students or students belonging to low-income household or students who come from areas who are not able to use the internet because of some geographical reason or socioeconomic reason. So together, SWAYAM and SWAYAM Prabha, we can say it is like a twin strategy that the government has adopted. So one is an internet-based massive open online course for the learners who are able to connect. And the other is the satellite television-based courses for the non-connected learners. When I say non-connected, it means students who are facing internet-based issues. Coming up to the next platform, we have Diksha. Diksha is the One Nation, One Digital platform, which is mainly promoting the school education, because SWAYAM and SWAYAM Prabha, mostly, although they have content for school education, but their main emphasis is more on higher education, that is the college and the university level. So to take care of solely school education, Diksha was launched by the government of India in 2017. So Diksha is, what is Diksha? So you can see the features over here. Diksha is a national digital repository wherein teachers, students, and even parents can access textbook. They can look into videos, lesson plans, training modules. And what is making Diksha unique is they have something called as a QR code integration. So the QR code can be scanned by the students through their NCRT or the state textbooks that they are using, and they can directly access the digital content. So during COVID, so this kind of helped the government a lot during COVID-19. That is, in 2020, Diksha became very central to the PM eVidya initiative, and it promoted continuity of school during the time when physical presence in classes were not being allowed. So it now supports, so current status of Diksha is there are around 36 Indian languages. There is content being available, and it is being used by around 150 million students and teachers. And it is one of the largest school education platforms in the world. This is about Diksha. Coming to the next platform, there are many more. I'll be highlighting few. So we have the National Digital Library of India, that is the NDLI. So this is again yet another cornerstone in the digital infrastructure. So the NDLI was created in 2016 and it was hosted by IIT Kharagpur. This is again part of the NMEICT era. So as I was saying, so it is a one-stop repository for learning resources. There are around 80 million resources of books, journals, articles, thesis, video, audio books. And this is very inclusive. The NDLI is very inclusive because it is serving school students, college students can use it. It can be used for any person who is wanting to like participate in competitive exams or even in research. And their mobile app, to keep into mind, their mobile app has been enhanced in certain ways that it is can be used anytime, anyway. So that's there. So importantly, NDLI is bringing about the concept of equity to access resources. So anybody in any part of the country, be it in a very urban location or in a very rural, remote location, if they have access to internet, they can use the National Digital Library Repository. So apart from these national schemes the platforms that I've mentioned, there are two more platforms which has been introduced by the central government, that is the Academic Bank of Credits and the National Digital University. And there are various state level initiatives. I won't be going too much into it. I've just highlighted few states. I'm assuming that people who belong to other states beyond the ones which are there in my slide have also got a whole list of state level initiatives that their state government has been doing or their universities have been doing. So when we speak about the Academic Bank of Credit, it was launched in 2021 under NEP, and it is a kind of a digital locker. So all of you all know what is the Academic Bank of Credit. A student can earn credits from one university and then they can store them digitally and transfer them to another institution if they are planning to shift. So there is this concept of flexible entry and exit, as I was mentioning earlier, the modular learning. So if someone drops out, they can have their, because of some emergency issues or some other reason, their credits are not getting lost. They can come back after a few years and they can acquire those credits. Now, the NDU, that is the National Digital University, was announced in 2022 and it became operational in 2023-24 onwards. And this actually carries forward the idea of the academic bank credit in a much larger way. That is, it is a kind of a hub and spoke model. So what is it doing? It is actually linking the academic bank of credits by making it more modular, by making it more flexible. And it is designed in such a way that it is expanding the India's gross enrollment ratio. So what it does, it is actually partnering with the institutions, the universities, which are there to deliver a fully online degree program. So alongside the Academic Bank of Credit and the NDU, there are various state level initiatives, as you can see over here. So for Kerala, we have TITE, which is the Kerala Infrastructure and Technology for Education, that is promoting the ICT schooling. For Tamil Nadu, we have the Kalvi TV, which broadcasts daily lessons. We have the NEEV for Delhi, which is focusing on teacher developments. Bihar and Maharashtra, they are partnering with several edtechs. There are climate literacy projects and others. Even when I'm speaking about our very own state, West Bengal, it's having its open university, the NSOU, which is expanding blended programs. They've started collaborating with the state Diksha integration by making resources available in the mother tongue, in the thing, that is the local language. Apart from this, in West Bengal, also we have several institutions like Calcutta University or Jadavpur University or Presidency University. They are coming up with various blended learning programs. And I'm speaking just of the university. I'm assuming after COVID, all of your colleges or your universities or your institutions that you're working in, they have all come up with their unique way. My college is using Moodle. We are using Moodle, the learning management system. We are mapping the students' performance. We are mapping their progress through assessments. It's being mapped. Students are being sent a record. We are also having our lectures recorded over there. It is being uploaded there. So we are having a simultaneous online platform that is going on, even though we are not in a situation wherein we have to do it. But yes, that is important because we are also emphasizing the concept of online education. So moving on to this, the next thing that we have is the policy reforms. So I spoke a lot about the progress, the growth of ICT. Then I spoke about the platforms. But we need to understand what are the policies that are supporting it. Because without proper knowledge of the policy frameworks that are guiding and legitimizing this transformation, it is going to become difficult for us to understand what is the scope of digital learning in future. So policies are important because they are not only providing us with directions, they are also ensuring that innovations are being institutionalized across the country. So in this section that you all will be seeing, in this third section that we'll be speaking with, yes, the very prominent and the recent policy on online education, NEP 2020. We'll also be speaking about the various regulations that has been proposed by UGC in this regard, by AICTE, and also we'll be focusing on the PM e-Vidya mission that was there. And yes, I will probably give you a few examples of some of the policy recommendations that have been done in my state, West Bengal. Your own state also has got many policies. Probably you can share it in the chat box when I'm doing with this presentation. So coming up with the very first and the most recent policy, that is the NEP 2020, which has proposed that it is very influential. Yes, it's the most recent policy. It has emphasized on the concept of technology integration, and it is explicitly saying that technology should not be just for emergency purpose. We should be prepared for the use of technology all throughout. So technology should be transforming both school education and higher education. So online and blended learning should not be optional. So NEP 2020 is emphasizing multilingualism. It is focusing on equity. It is focusing on the use of digital platforms like the NDLI, National Digital Library. It is focusing on the use of Diksha, on the use of ADC. And it is also setting up, it is being very bold. NEP 2020 is being very bold, and it is saying that by 2035, the GER, that is the gross enrollment ratio, should go up by 50%. Quite a bold thing. But yes, if we try digital learning, blended learning, as one of my participants was sharing, it should not be just online learning, it should be blended learning. Yes, very much needed. This goal can be achieved to a certain extent. Apart from this, NEP 2020 has also established the National Educational Technology Forum. You can see in the image over here. This forum is there to help us with the use of technology, ensuring that EdTech is not just commercial platform, but it is also aligning with our national priorities. If it's just a commercial platform, then the future is what Byju's have faced right now. Coming to the UGC regulations that have been proposed, so it is not just NEP 2020. UGC regulations have always been there, as you had seen in the history where I was tracing. So in 2018, the University Grants Commission, they came up with the most important guideline, that is formalizing online education. So it said that this particular guideline focused on the establishment of the regulations, which was further updated in 2020. And this 2020 revision came up with more flexibility with regard to online education. So under these norms, the 2020 norms, what we find is high quality universities can now offer fully online degree courses, while others can blend 40% of their content via SWIM. So this is the first thing. Regulation also, it emphasizes on the quality side. It says about requiring proper learning management system. It is speaking about student support services, grievance redressal, and a transparent examination system. So we can see that there has been an effective move from online learning. So we are not just legitimizing degrees, but we are also promoting the quality. So it's not just degrees online, but quality is being promoted. And we are ensuring that most amount of people get education. In short, we are speaking about mainstreaming and inclusion in education. Coming to the AICTE guidelines. So what has AICTE guidelines spoken about digital transformation in technical education? So for technical education in 2021, AICTE suggested that digital and blended learning in engineering and professional courses should be recognized, such that even lab or like disciplines which are having high use of laboratory or the lab thing should benefit from online innovation. So it is promoting the use of virtual labs. It is promoting the use of simulations through virtual reality. It is promoting close industry collaboration and other employability aspects. Then we have the National Education Alliance for Technology, the NEET technology, which is an AICTE partnership with EdTech companies that is bringing skill-based courses to the student. This is crucial. This is important. Why? Because India is producing around 1.5 million engineers annually. So we need to have quality being taken care of, employability at this scale also being taken care of, and therefore we require digital tools. So this is very important. Coming to the next, that is the PM e-Vidya, which is a multimodal access to education. So now PM e-Vidya actually acquired focus under the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme, which was launched during the COVID-19. And this initiative unified multiple digital portals. So Diksha, was there. There was One Class One channel portal. There was Swayam over there. And there was the use of radio and community radio. So all of these portals under one, that is PM eVidya, and it can reach the learners without any internet. So anybody not having internet should not be like restricted or should not suffer or deprive themselves from education is what PM eVidya started. So it showed that online education in India, this was what PM Modi envisioned. He believed that online education in India should not just be about apps. It should not be just about portal. There should be multimedia. There should be different kinds of media strategies so that no children is left behind. As you can see, I've mentioned in bold, there was special e-content for children with disability. So this was inclusivity that PM eVidya spoke of. So now, when I was saying that there are state level initiatives, I'm just going to refer only to West Bengal. So in West Bengal, we have the Bangla Shikha portal, which was established in 2019. It spoke about digital textbooks. It spoke about lesson plans. There were assessment tools for education. And it is a one-stop resource for teachers and students. Then we have the Bangla Uchchotara Shikha or Ucha Shikha portal that we have, which is integrating admission. So if you look over here on the figure that is there, the image that is there, you can see the diverse things that Bangla Ucha Shikha have taken this image directly from the portal. So there is the concept of scholarships, there is the concept of free ships. Apart from that, there are e-pensions that is there, there are health schemes, and the other side is the Bangla Shikha Mission login ID. So we have the Netaji Subhash Open University, which is at the forefront of distance and blended learning, particularly for rural and first generation learners. As I earlier mentioned, during COVID-19, NSOU, they came up with support with Diksha, and they came up with regional language-based courses. Television classrooms were there, WhatsApp groups were established. And apart from this, the government also supported various other ICT innovations in the state. So we can say that these efforts have recognized the National E-Governance Awards, showing that states can also, so your own state may also be having various kind of things. I would be very happy if some of you all could write in the chat box, if you all belong to another state, what are some of the initiatives and innovations that your state has been doing? We actually have an activity over there, but although it's just a one-word activity, but you all can also write the qualitative thing. So taking this into consideration, we now move on to what are some of the implementations, the institution and government implementation. So far what we've been looking here, we've been looking at the infrastructure that has made online education possible. We've been looking into the policies that have supported its growth. But policies and platforms, as we all know, cannot work independently. They have to create some kind of change. But what is the real momentum? What is actually pushing these institutions and government-led implementation? The thing that is actually pushing them are the institutions. That is where we belong to, the state institutions, the central government institutions, the private institutions. So this section that we are going to speak about will be exploring some of the major institutional initiatives that has been adopted by the center, state. And while we do this, before that, I would like to come up with our next activity. I hope all of you all are there with me till here, because our time is also limited. You get around 5 to 10 minutes time, and this activity is to find out, before I speak about some of the general activities that the state and the center has been doing in the institutional level, I would like to find out what kind of institution or activities that your particular, whether it's a private institution or a government institution, has adopted. All of us have been doing something during COVID and have been continuing with it. So it can be some kind of a platform that your institution is using, like Swayam or Diksha, or it can be the general things like WhatsApp or Google Classroom, or you can be using a learning management system like Moodle or any other system. I would like to know what your institutions are doing, so that when I speak about some of the initiatives that have been taken by some prominent institutions across our country, it becomes easy for us to know where we are standing and how much we need to work further for it. So without going further into it, I will start the Menti activity. It's the same exercise again. I'm going to flash the QR code on the screen. This is also a word cloud activity. You can write your answers as to what kind of initiatives is your institution adopting or following post-COVID or even before COVID with regard to online learning. I request all of y'all, if you could kindly join in and share your thing. Okay, I see Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Team. I would request you all to kindly, okay, Google Classroom. Fine. You can probably pick with the one which is more common, the one which is most commonly used. Okay, I see LMS Moodle. There is Moodle and Swayam that is being used. Fine. Okay, Moodles. I find Moodle being used. There are 3 Moodles that I'm getting to see. Okay, Google Meet and Instagram. That's interesting. Okay, we have VR being used. Moodle is being used. I find Moodle becoming common. That's interesting because I think probably COVID-19 has kind of helped in the growth of Moodle as a learning management system. What other activities? Because I've heard there are around 56 participants. I see 32 participants are there. 11 of you all have answered. I am finding Moodle to be the largest response. Okay.
Ma'am, there are some text in the chat
Yeah,
box.
sure. I think you can collate that, sir, or probably I can see some of the text coming. I do not wish to minimize the screen because I want all of you all to see. I see Swayam, Coursera is there. Yes, okay, interesting. Please take your time, decide on which is the most commonly used initiative by your institution. It would be also helping the others know what they need to do. Okay, we have Zoom, Google Classroom, Zoom, okay. I request the ones, those who are already there, there are around 32 people who are logged into Menti right now. Requesting the others. Okay, Moodle. I am finding Moodle to be the one that is mostly being used. Okay, Zoom, Google Class. So I think after Moodle, it is the Zoom and the Google Class that is there. Okay, so we again have MOOCs. The one who's written MOOC. Okay, we are doing Coursera. Yes, I think some of the universities are signing MOUs with Coursera because that is what I heard when I had gone for one of the programs. Some of the universities are doing that. Some colleges also, they are having MOUs with Coursera. Okay, so I request the others also. Thank you, sir. I can see Zoom, Google Meet, Zoom, Instagram. Okay. I request the others. I know this is a little bit monotonous because I'm speaking more about the policies and the platforms, but if you all can share your views, that will make the whole thing interesting. We can also, like, it can be a very symbiotic process wherein we also get to know what is going around. Like these kind of programs help us get an insight as to what is going around in the country. I request all the participants. I can see 33 people. We have 60 online and 33 who are in Menti itself, and only 19 have answered so far. I request the others to also please share your strategies that are being followed. This is anonymous, so even if your institution is not following anything, probably you can type that. I will not get to know your name. So that this is an anonymous feedback. So if there is nothing being followed, yeah, Google Meet. Okay, interesting. Yes, good. Because Google Meets and all are, I think we've become now quite proficient in this particular thing. Okay, there is digitalization that is happening. If there are institutions who haven't even done anything, you can do so. You can write that also. I think there are some student participants as well. Okay, thank you, sir. Google Meet and Classroom. Okay. There are some student participants as well. So probably you can share your opinion. Okay, so we've got LinkedIn, you have Udemy, Google Meet. Oh, that's nice. That's quite a lot of things. I think I can give you all a few more minutes. After which we'll be looking into some of these initiatives that you all have shared with me that is being followed. in the other states, in the various state and central government institutions. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, some institutions have opted for SWAYAM, for NDC and BSc. And with UGC regulation and NEP 2020 making these credits part of the mainstream education, it's helping a lot for the students. There are around 34 people who are there in Menti. I give you another minute's time. I request you all to kindly.
Once we had a talk on GoToMeet also.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Swayam. As of now, I find Moodle to be the one. I'm assuming the ones, those who've written in the chat box, for them, I think Zoom and Google Classroom are the most common ones. Then we have Moodle. We also have Coursera coming up. Many of them are writing NPTEL and Coursera. Okay. We have a minute's time. I request the others. Okay, we are having few more participants. Yes. Okay, so whatever it is, I'm assuming that Moodle is holding the primary in Menti, and whatever I saw from the organizers who have like compiled the data and shared it in the chat box, I feel that Zoom and Google Meet is more common. Apart from this, we are also having MOOCs, okay? We are also having NPTEL, we are having Coursera. So taking all of your views into consideration, I'm going to focus now on some of the strategies that are being used. If any of you have missed out, you can keep posting in the chat box. Probably the organizers can share it after my session is over. So now we move on to some of the initiatives that are being taken at the national and state level. So when I'm speaking about, again, I'm saying I'm not covering all the institutions. There are many more that is being followed. I've just handpicked up few. For the state, I'm not going to reflect about West Bengal because I've spoken enough. So I'll speak about the others. I've just handpicked few. So if there are more, you can simply go on adding to the chat box. That's going to help us. So, so far we've spoken about policies, we've spoken about platforms, we've spoken about the other things. And as I kept on telling you, the real momentum comes from implemented. So implementation is important. Policies, frameworks, and other things do not make any sense unless and until there is a proper implementation that is happening. So we have IGNOU, we have the NIOS, that is the National Institute for Open Schooling, which is being pioneers in the education of providing learners distance education, online education through the various kind of television and other means and methods. But we also have universities, that is the national and the state level universities. They are also coming up with initiatives. So with regard to higher education, I'm speaking about JNU. So JNU has come up with the e-learning center. So when I was Googling about it, I found a lot of information on their e-learning center. And it includes a virtual classroom. So it was established in 2025. It's an 11 crore project, and they have virtual classrooms. They've got recording studios. They have a proper learning management system. They are also accessing programs through MOOCs that is being delivered through their learning management system. And in short, they are following a very digital pedagogy-based kind of an activity. So apart from JNU, we have the IITs and the IISCs, which are focusing on the NPTEL-based programs. They are having around more than 2,000 courses, and there are around 60 million enrollments. And they've also ensured that because they are actually partnering with SWAYAM, so they are also opening up these NPTEL-based courses to other institutions beyond their campus. So we've got AI-based learner analytics that is being done, hybrid assessment that is happening, industry-aligned curriculum with regard to AI, with regard to data science and cloud computing. I think in my institution, some of our students are also part of these NPTEL courses. I guess the same might be holding true in your institutions as well. So at state level, I'm going to speak about the KITE, which is there in Kerala. So KITE initiative is equipping teachers with AI training, and it is integrating robotics into schools and reaching thousands of classrooms. Then we have the NEEV in Delhi, which is focusing on digital literacy. It is focusing on entrepreneurship skills. It is also focusing on providing online coaching with regard to various competitive exams. Apart from this, we have Bihar, which has signed a number of MOUs with different edtech companies. And they are providing online coaching, they are providing digital skill training for government school students. Maharashtra is integrating climate change education. This is a program that they've come up with. This is known as the Cambridge Climate Course Quest course, which they signed up with an edtech company, and there is blended learning that is happening over here, wherein the students are involving both in online lessons and in community projects. So together, these examples are highlighting that robust infrastructure, trained educators, and effective policies are very essential for successful implementation. So even at school levels, we have the CBSE and the NCRT. They are adopting digital tools to ensure that content is being delivered and they are maintaining quality. They are mirroring the innovations which are seen at higher institutions. So we can see that the state and the central is working hand in hand, leading to online education initiatives. Institutions like yours are also doing it. So therefore, now we are going to focus on how these programs are being delivered. Are they being delivered effectively? So the next slide that I'll be speaking about, it will be focusing on the blended learning. It will be focusing on the public-private partnership and the technology-driven quality assurance. So we are speaking about the university initiatives, the partnerships, and the quality assurances. So at the university level, blended learning focuses on these kind of institutionalizing, operationalizing online education. So we have the Dayanand Sagar University, which is in Delhi, which combines online theory, on-campus laboratory work, and virtual mentoring. We have BHU, which is having SWAM integrated courses. It is encouraging faculties to create MOOC courses. Even universities are highlighting, like JNU and IIT ISCs are also going into the same model. When we speak about the public-private partnership, the triple P that we are speaking about, we have the SWAYAM plus Coursera for campus, or state governments can sign up MOUs with several edtech companies, like Bihar has signed up. There can be collaboration with companies like the TCS ION. It can be Springboard. It can be with Infosys. It can also be NSQF, that is the National Skill Qualification Framework Aligned Employability Courses. So this is the triple P, that is the public-private partnership. I think some of your universities or colleges might be having the SWAYAM and the EdTech collaboration. Technology is ensuring that we are having quality across the institutions. So there is AI proctoring that is coming up. There is learning analytics dashboard that is being created. There are standardized instructional design templates which are being there to maintain the pedagogical standards. So school boards like CBSE, like NCRT, they are implementing tech-driving quality measures. I think most of the institutions are now starting to think about a proper AI policy. That is how quality assurance. Most of the foreign universities already have it, and some of our Indian universities also have a proper AI policy. That is very important, as some of my participants were speaking, that students are there, they are not listening. Sometimes we have repetitive courses coming up, they are not showing interest. So there has to be proper policy on how we maintain quality. If that is being done, we can ensure that initiatives with regard to online education that has been thought about by the government and adopted by the institutions will become a success. So that is very important. So now moving to the most important thing, that is still now we've been speaking about the growth, the policies, the implementation, the institutional kind of reforms that has happened and what is the present status. But yes, this is where we are. I remember in the first activity that we did earlier in the beginning of the session, some of you all spoke about the glaring challenges that we are having. Students are not interested, students are not doing this, nobody is showing that interest. There is a lack of vigor in the working of the online education. So these are challenges. So policies are there, institutional initiatives are there, but these can only work when we are creating a proper scenario. But this scenario has a lot of limitations that it is undergoing. It is suffering from effectiveness, there is scalability, there is with regard to inclusivity. So this is the last activity for today, after which I will continue with the challenges and the way forward. This activity that we have, now this is not going to be a word cloud activity. This is of the graphical type, wherein I would request you all to tell me, there are 4 options that are given here. What is the most common challenge that your institution is facing with regard to online implementation. I will flash the QR code I can just flash it for some time. So because if I keep flashing, I won't be able to see the data. So which is the biggest challenge for implementing online education in your institution? Is it digital divide? Is it teacher readiness? Is it policy clarity? Is it the learner motivation? Or is it infrastructure? I request all the participants, this is the last activity, you get 5 minutes time. I request all of y'all, what is the biggest challenge that your institution is facing? Okay, infrastructure reliability, I see one vote. There are 2 votes for infrastructure reliability. I request the others. Okay, so as of now, we have 2 equal votes for learner motivation and infrastructure reliability. If you're not able to do this, you can please share it in the chat box. We'll still get an idea. I request the participants, okay, learner motivation. What is the biggest challenge that your department or your institution or your college, if it's a central or a state university, or you as a student, because I assume there are some student participants also in this particular FDP. So you as a student, what are the challenges you are facing? Okay, learner motivation. Thank you, Archana ma'am. I find learner motivation as of now to be the one with the highest. Okay, so we have teacher infrastructure reliability. Okay, digital divide is there. Infrastructure, okay. I request the others. This is something which is real time. I would like to know, sorry. Yes. Kindly let us know as a resource person who is organizing this particular thing for today, the session. It will be helpful for me to understand what is the status. I will probably try giving you all an understanding of the way forward, but I cannot say that, yes, that is absolute, because we are all trying to like get over this problem. Learner motivation and engagement is an issue in my institution as well. Okay, establishing credibility. Yes, that is also very important, because, and for that is what we need AI proctoring, or we can say we need AI policies. That's very important. I attended a session, and there, one of the most common problems that the Indian universities were facing is AI policy. We do not have a proper AI policy, and as a result of this, it is becoming difficult. I request the others to kindly vote in. Okay, mindset is a problem. Yes, infrastructure is a problem. Policy and infrastructure. Okay, thank you, sir. I request the others. Lack of students' interest. Yes, it's very difficult. I think some sessions were conducted earlier on the pedagogy of using online, that is the digital pedagogy and assessment and evaluation. So I guess probably some of you all can be effective in helping out in your respective institution. I request the others, I give you 2 more minutes time. Till now, 20 people have voted in Menti, and I think around a handful have voted in the chat box, have written their opinion. If somebody would like to unmute themselves and speak, that would also be welcome. I request the others, there are around 38 people in the Menti right now. There is 1 more minute. I do not wish to take up too much of your time. Okay. For job offline courses, what preferences? Yes, that's true. That's there. In some kind of recruitment, some students did share that when they did it from an offline thing, it was given more emphasis. Okay. Out of the 21 votes that I have here in Menti, learner motivation, I think the votes that were, the opinions that were shared in the chat box also is going to emphasize on learner motivation. Okay, we have some more coming in. I request the participants, if you haven't shared your opinion, you could kindly do so. Okay, I will not take much of the time because we are very nearing to the end of the session. The others can keep writing in the chat box, and the organizers can again collate the entire thing and share it at the end. Okay, so moving on to the challenges. The challenges, what I just now shared, have been picked up from these that have been identified, the broad ones. So yes, quality assurance and credibility is a big challenge. So quality assurance is uneven. Not all institutions are providing interactive, well-supported online courses and assessment integrity. And AI proctoring is absent because there's a lot of money involved in it. So it's difficult. The next is, even with access to digital literacy and learner motivations are becoming a hurdle. That is what was the major challenge, that yes, infrastructure reliability. Thank you, ma'am. So learner motivation is becoming a very big challenge. That is what we realized from the Menti activity that we just now did. Most of you all said, and I think if it was an offline program, most of you all would have also voiced the same concern during the activity. So students, especially first generation learners, struggle with LMS platforms. And it is not just first generation learners. Students who are not even first generation learners are also struggling with LMS platform because there's time management. It is supposed to be a self-directed learning, and that is causing a lot of dropouts. So many students, they enroll for SWAYAM courses and they just drop out because they are tired or bored. That's what we are dealing with. We are dealing with the Gen Z population. So that's something which is a big major drawback. Then there is employer recognition. That's a problem, again, the administrative problem. The employer recognition of online credential is still inconsistent. While in the IT and the digital sectors, they are accepting micro-credential, many traditional employers are still favoring the conventional degrees. As somebody wrote, for offline courses or offline jobs, they are giving more preference to the offline courses. So NEP 2020's focus on credit mobility and stackable credential is a step forward, but it requires time and engagement. Then we have the cultural attitudes and inclusion. So socio-cultural thing is a big problem. There are gender restrictions, there is language barrier, there is inconsistent inclusions for learners with special needs. Then there is limit, as I can say, to equitable resources. Cybersecurity and data privacy is a problem. There are students and institutions who are becoming more and more vulnerable to online threats. So these are the challenges, some of which you are facing it. And yes, there are many more that is coming up. So how can we mitigate them? What are the mitigation strategies? So if you see, I've identified 4 major mitigation strategies. There are more, but these are the 4 majors that I've identified. The first is infrastructure. So infrastructure schemes have to be developed. One common example of it is the government coming up with the BharatNet Phase 2, which is aiming to extend the high-speed broadband to all the Gram Panchayats by 2025, improving connectivity, geofiber, and there are many more things. But yes, that's a problem. In my institution also, it becomes a problem. So infrastructural schemes have to be developed. Device access needs to be there. That is, proper device distribution has to be there. States like Kerala, Tamil Nadu, even in West Bengal, I think in other states also, they are coming up with options wherein they are distributing laptops and tablets. It is being provided. Smartphones are being provided to meritorious students in the higher secondary level. Next that we have is quality auditing or quality and standard. So NAAC's open distance learning or online manual now sets clear benchmarks for infrastructural design, learner support, and technological adequacy, ensuring that these courses are effective and they are reliable. And lastly, we have the capacity building. So, and now this is important. Do we have the right knowledge to deal with online learning? Are we using the right kind of pedagogy? So NCRT and SCRT, they are providing with digital pedagogy training for school teachers. AICTE is offering faculty development program. Right now, you all being part of it is the burning example of the digital pedagogy or the capacity building that is being taken up by the government for higher education instructors, strengthening teaching skills for online education. So taking this into consideration, what is the way forward? So our way forward. So emerging opportunities and the way forward. So there are challenges that is there, but obviously we are growing, we are progressing. So how can we progress or how can we grow forward? And this is the roadmap that I would like to show you. I had shown you a roadmap initially that was about the presentation and how we've grown. But this is the roadmap of the future. So what do we have? The first thing that we can speak about is AI-powered personalization. So artificial intelligence is reshaping learning. Adaptive platforms adjust content to individual needs. Intelligent tutors, they are providing 24 into 7. We have ChatGPT, we have other Gemini, we have other kind of platforms that are there, and predictive analytics, which is helping institutions to identify at-risk students early. This is being done. We see this already in with SWAYAM's AI pilot. There are edtech platforms which are also personalizing learning, that is self-paced learning that is being personalized according to the student's requirements. Then we have the lifelong learning ecosystem. So academic bank credit and the National Digital University is helping students pause. It is giving them the opportunity to resume studies even without losing progress. So professionals can keep topping up their skills with micro credentials. Students can fix disciplines, reflecting the vision that NEP 2020 had come up with, that is flexible learning. We are having research and innovation, that is online platforms are becoming spaces for collaborative and research work. We have virtual laboratories, OERs, that is open educational resources. There is partnerships that are being developed. As I gave you an example about the partnership that is the triple P between SWAYAM and an online edtech company like Coursera or some other firms. So this can happen. Then there are immersive technologies. When I speak about immersive technology, we have the VR, we have the XR, we have the AR. They are enabling experiential learning at scale. So from virtual STEM labs to simulated surgeries to cultural heritage tours, and with 5G internet speed right now available in most parts of the country. I know it's not 5G word, but yes, in most parts of the country, these bandwidth heavy experiences are becoming more and more accessible. We have the concept of globalization, global reach. I think somebody right in the beginning in the first activity had said internet online education is about globalization. Somebody had written in the chat box. So online education is globalizing the Indian education. Universities are able to launch the cross-border degrees, the twinning programs that are there. They can engage with the diaspora. They can participate in various programs wherein there is the scope of exporting edtech platforms like Diksha and SWAYAM to other developing nations. So policies such as NEP 2020 and UGC reforms are actively supporting it. Then we have the inclusivity and the accessibility. When I speak about inclusivity and accessibility, at the same time, we are having scaling multilingual content. We are using assistive technologies. We are setting up community learning hubs, and we are ensuring that lone learner is being left behind. So when I spoke about community learning hubs, I'm giving an example again from West Bengal. So in West Bengal, during the COVID-19 pandemic, there had been the Bangla Shikha classroom, which was set up by the government for students from the rural schools to be not felt left out due to the pandemic. So, and then finally, we have the public-private community partnership. So going forward, partnerships will be crucial. Government will provide policy and equity. The private sector will bring innovations and scale. The communities will ensure there is relevance, there is mentorship. So this is going to prevent content rich, but it is going to promote the learner poor problem to be taken care of, as we have seen in our MOOC programs. So what is the road ahead? So when I speak about the road ahead, the things that we have to, there are 5 things we have to keep in mind. The first thing we have to keep in mind is the infrastructure completion. We need good and stable infrastructure. So whether it is BharatNet Phase 2 or whether it is some other kind of support infrastructure, that needs to be provided. We need a proper quality accreditation. We cannot just have random AI policies and random things happen. So we need to have a proper accreditation, whether it is by NAC or whether it is by other framework-based agencies, for continuous online audits. We need proper digital pedagogy being given. So Teacher 4.0, that is mandatory digital pedagogy certification for educators in school and higher education. Like right now, you all are being trained into this. So this is kind of being provided. So this should not be just limited to some organization. It should be done on massive scale. We need a learner data governance, that is national standard for privacy, security, and ethical AI use in education, because that is very important. Privacy and data should not be leaked. And lastly, there should be an outcome tracking. That is what is important, because even if we do all of this, Without proper tracking, it is difficult. So a national dashboard tracking should be there. There should be tracking enrollment, there should be tracking completion and employability for outline for online learners. It should not be that even though somebody is doing an online course, but they are not getting the right kind of support when they are going for applying of jobs. So finally, in my conclusion, I would like to say that India's online journey has been rapid. We've moved from distance learning to experimenting with AI-powered personalized system. But yes, the progress is depending on policies, it is depending on institutional initiatives, and it is depending on the robust national platform. Challenges will be there, they are there, but we have to move forward. We have to focus on the 5 priorities that I just now mentioned. And ultimately, the classroom of the future is will become an ecosystem wherein it is not about location, it is about the educators being the architects and the students being the final products that we are giving. So our innovation and engagement will decide whether India's digital education revolution delivers on its own promise. So if you look into this, according to what Donna J. Abernathy has said, online learning is not the next big thing, it is now the big thing. So accordingly, we have to go. Thank you all once again for your participation and for being patiently there listening to this lecture and actively participating in the activity. Thank you all once again.
Ma'am, you want to do a question answer session?
That's entirely up to them. If because I've already done 3 activities, so if they have anything to, I'm so sorry. I hope I've not clicked on something. I can. Should I stop sharing my screen, sir?
Yeah, you can do that. You can stop sharing. So then, if anybody has to speak, they can appear on the screen. No.
Okay. So. Yeah, I've stopped sharing my screen. If there's anybody who would like to speak something, or if there's anything that you all would like to share, anything that you would like to ask me, you are requested to do so. Or if you have your own feedback that you would like to share. I know there's a lot of flaws when it comes to online education. Right now, we are facing one wherein response is difficult. That human element is missing. That is what is the biggest drawback of online education. But yes, we've got to move with the flow. We have to emphasize on blended learning because the world is moving with it. And if we decide not to move with it, we might have a lot of trouble in the future. If there's anybody with any queries or anything that you would like to share. I think some of you all have written responses. I would also check those.
Devarati ma'am, you want to go for the photograph right now or the next session?
Sir, we can have it right now only.
Okay, then I request all the participants to keep the cameras on so that we can take a geotag picture of this session for today.
Everyone kindly switch on your camera. Yes, Dr. Nafiza, Miss Aditi Roy, please switch on your camera. Everyone kindly switch on. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Ranita Chakravarti, ma'am. Thanks for accepting our invitation and delivering this really insightful session. We, along with the participants, really enjoyed your session as it was very interactive and very informative. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again.
Thank you, Devarati ma'am, and thank you to the Department of Management, Salesian College, Autonomous. I am really thankful to you all for providing me again with this opportunity of facing a crowd, which was so interactive. I know there were no questions in the end, probably because they've engaged in a lot of activities right from the beginning. So if there are, you can kindly send it to the organizers, and I would be more than happy to answer your queries. I do hope you all liked the session. I know it was a bit of theory, a lot of theory, not bit. It was quite a lot of theory that was there, but I do hope I've made it as much as interactive as possible, taking online education again and the online platform into consideration. Thank you all once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, dear participants, you can keep logged in now because the next session will soon start. We are 7 minutes away from the next session, so kindly don't log out. The recording is on, so kindly don't log out. We can wait. You can switch on your camera.
Ma'am, I'll be then leaving the session. I
Okay,
will be
ma'am.
leaving.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, once again.
Okay, so you can take a quick break of 5 minutes and be back by 7:58. We'll start sharp at 8 p.m. Thank you. Welcome back, dear participants. So we are in the second session of the second last day of our FDP, ATAL Online FDP, which was a 6 days program organized by the Department of Management Studies, Salesian College, Autonomous Siliguri. So for this session, we have got the presence of Lieutenant Risha Chetri. Lieutenant Risha Chetri is an assistant professor in the Department of Commerce at Salesian College, Autonomous Siliguri, where she has been teaching since the year of 2015. She served as the head of the department from 2018 to 2024 and has been actively involved as the NCC coordinator since 2017. With a strong academic and research background, her areas of specialization include digital marketing strategies, branding, and behavioral finance. She has presented papers at several national and international conferences and has published research articles in reputed peer-reviewed journals. So with warm heart, we welcome you, Lieutenant Risha. Over to you. The session is all yours now.
Thank you so much, Revrati ma'am. I hope I am audible.
Yes, you're very much audible.
It is after COVID, taking online session. It's very interesting. Thank you so much, Revrati ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. And first, our BBA department is very active, and they have hosted after getting AICT approved last year, only 2 FDPs they have hosted. One was offline board, where I was a participant in marine and coastal tourism, which was enlightening for us. And now impact of online education on conventional education. So both are very different but very vital topics in current scenario, I would say. So that's why our AICT has approved these 2 topics. Now I'll share my screen so that my presentation becomes visible to you all. So I hope my presentation is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, today is your 4th day since you are attending this online FGP, and all have shared diverse topics. All the resource person had diverse topics, and my one is another very important segment where we deal about assessment and evaluation in online courses. Now, online courses is not a very new thing for all of us. It was there, and IGNOU was the first one to introduce online courses. And since then, it has been opted by many. Now, IITs, IIMs are also offering online courses, online executive MBAs for working professionals. Now, after COVID, actually, it became more popular, and we are used to it more now. But it was there, and it is for individuals who cannot sit in traditional mode of classrooms due to various reasons. Maybe financial factor, family obligations. Like I'm a working professional. I teach in Salesian College. I'm an assistant professor at Salesian College. But I want to do something in data science. That doesn't limit me. I can do anything related to data science. I can go to SWAYAM portal. I can search for courses in SWAYAM related to data science, and then enroll myself in that particular course and get a certificate. So with the advancement of technology, nothing is impossible. So anyone who wants to learn something, grow, get skillful, all the resources are available online. We just have to devote a little bit of time. Now, like I said, I'm a working professional. I have a fixed duty hours of 6 to 7 hours per day. Then I have to come home. I have to look, and my family obligations are there. But at least I can devote 1 or 2 hours every day, sit anywhere in my house and go through that online lectures, videos, recorded videos, and enlighten myself, get skillful. So this is all about why online courses are getting momentum nowadays. Our college is also going to offer some online courses for working professionals, seeing the demand. So yes, online courses are there. You are doing the course. You will see the online video. You will get information. But what then? Just that is not important. Yes, we will go through. We will see the online videos. We'll get knowledge. But whether we have understood what they intend to do with that particular course, particular module, whether we are able to gain any knowledge out of it or not, that will happen only if assessment and evaluation takes place, which is my topic for today's presentation. So if assessment is done, if evaluation is done, then the institution who is giving this online course will be able to gauge, will be able to know whether the students to whom they are offering the course, whether the intended level they are able to achieve or not. And if not, then where is the loophole, where we are lagging behind? That is also reflected there, and we can make the necessary changes. So let me go ahead with our presentation today. Now, as I told you, it's like giving online classes when it was in COVID. When students, I used to not see students. Right now, also, I'm not able to see anyone. I'm just seeing a presentation in front of me. So it's a different experience altogether. It's a different experience. So assessment and evaluation are very important components of teaching learning process, more in online. In physical also, yes, but physically we are able to see students, we are able to interact with students, we by their facial expression only we can understand whether they are able to understand what I'm teaching in the class or not. But here, right now also, I'm delivering a session online. I'm not able to find out whether you are understanding, whether whatever I'm saying to you, whether you're understanding or not. That is not possible to see right now, because I'm only able to see a screen in front of me where my presentation is being displayed. I'm not able to see your facial expression. So that is why this assessment and evaluation has to be designed in such a way where we'll be able to gauge, we'll be able to know whether the intended level is achieved or not. That is why it becomes more important in online courses. Then assessment is, what is assessment? Assessment is, in simple terms, the process of collecting evidence of learner performance. It is something which is not done only at the end, but it is done throughout the session. Throughout the session, if you have 5 units, suppose for example, I have financial accounting. I'm going to financial accounting is one of the online courses, and financial accounting, there are 5 units are there, and under that 5 units there are various subtopics as well. So for each subtopic, you will judge whether, like for example, depreciation. Under depreciation, one of the unit is depreciation. Under depreciation, there is a meaning, characteristics, methods of depreciation, then practical problems will be there as well. So each subtopic, whether they are able to understand why depreciation is calculated, how it is calculated, why written down value is there, why straight line method is there, why, and whether whatever asset they are having, right? Suppose they own a car, whether at what price they have purchased, whether they are able to calculate depreciation for their own asset or not. So all these things will be judged. That is your assessment. Then evaluation is actually the final scorecard which they get at the end, whether they pass, fail, or if they pass or fail, whatever, with how much marks they are passing, with how much marks they are 40%, 60%, how much marks they are getting at the end. That is your final, that is your evaluation, making judgment, whether the student is good, excellent, very good, average, below average. That kind of judgment will be done based on the evaluation, which will help in knowing whether, which will improve your teaching learning process as well. Then now a very important thing that is happening, a paradigm shift, a huge shift takes place in online assessment. Now classroom test which is conducted, which we are conducting in our schools, colleges, there we test memory. In online assessment should measure thinking. Now we don't, earlier I come from 1+1+1 system of education. I did my graduation, post-graduation under University of North Bengal, where whole 1 year, we used to study In first year, I studied financial accounting and business mathematics and statistics. That were my honors paper. 1 full year I studied that, and at the end of the exam, there was no internal assessment. Nothing was there. Just after 1 year, I sat down in that lecture hall in allotted classroom. 4 hours I wrote 100 marks paper, and out of 100 whole year I have mugged up, practiced the sums, everything, and I went in the examination hall and I vomited the entire 100 whatever I have done in that 1 year, and I got marks out of it. So the teacher is the evaluator who is going to assess my paper after that 100 marks will never know how much from each unit, how much input I have been able to gain. Nothing was visible. Just a marks was there. I got 60, 70, 80. How much marks I got? That's it. So you cannot. That was the previous system. But now with the change in time, we should also be able to under critical thinking, analyzing skills, creativity skills. All that has to be judged in this. So there's a huge shift that is taking place in education sector as well, and if we don't be, and if we not be a part of that change, then we will lag behind. So change is the only constant, as we all know. So it is very important that we move ahead in time and execute that change in our teaching pedagogy as well. Then importance of assessment. Why we are assessing our students? Why it is important to assess our students? Ensures effective learning outcomes. As I told, suppose my subject is financial accounting. Then financial accounting, whether the student after studying financial accounting unit 1, 2, 3, whether the student will be able to make a balance sheet or a profit and loss account statement by himself or herself or not. That is one of my learning outcomes. And if the student is able to do without any help, make a balance sheet. If a trial balance is given, if I make from a real life scenario, I give a trial balance to a student, and if the student is able to make a balance sheet, then yes, the learning outcome has achieved, and that is only possible through assessment. Provide feedback to learners and instructors. It gives a continuous feedback where I am going wrong. If the learner is not improving, then where the learner is lagging behind. If the instructor also will know if the learner is not improving up, then where I am going wrong. So both will know that where you are going wrong, and with timely intervention, you will be able to correct yourself, which is very important. Motivates engagement continuously, during our class also. I'm taking right now, I'm not doing it right now, but I'll do at the end. I'm taking a session right now for you all. Now I give you a poll. Just now I'll give you a random poll. How is the session going on? Whether you're liking it, what should I change? I give you a random question through Mentimeter, through Padlet, anything. Then you will give me an answer. So I will know where I'm going wrong, what I'm doing okay. Then I'll make according a change. So during a session, during a class, you can just give a random question. You can ask them and you'll know them. Or if I give a question to them based on my unit, if they're able to answer it, means they have understood it. Motivates engagement. It is engaging for the students continuously. You are not only speaking on, it is a two-way communication that goes on during assessment. They are engaged. You know that they are able to connect with you. Measures effectiveness of instructional design. So if they are able to achieve the learning outcome, you know that yes, you have done your job and the students are able to understand what you want to convey to them. That is very important. Supports quality assurance. So quality is also assured through assessment. Then assessment as learning. Traditional assessment happens after teaching, but in online platforms, assessment happens during learning. As I told, I'll just give you a question right now, a poll, anything, and you'll give me an answer. So immediate feedback will happen. And there are various AI tools, various technological advancement has gone to the next level. There are very many, we have to take subscription, and many are free as well. So you can use both free and subscription one, and use it for your own advantage. AI, we should use AI for our own advantage. ChatGPT, now we cannot deny ChatGPT. We are anything we want, all the answers are there in ChatGPT. So we cannot deny the fact, but it is very important that we collaborate with AI, make it is our co-assessor, and help us. AI will help us in knowing our student in a better way. So that is possible. Now, what is the difference between assessment and evaluation? Now, to improve, assessment is to improve learning and provide feedback. If I'm going wrong, where I'm going wrong, I will know it. So assessment helps in providing feedback. Evaluation is quality and certified performance. At the end, it's like a scorecard. I said, as a report card, I got 80%, I did well. Overall, I did well, I will know it. Process oriented. If I use PPT, if I'm using quizzes, if I'm using your case studies, that is your process. What you are going to do in your course, that is, and how you are going to assess it, that is process oriented. And evaluation is result oriented. What is the final outcome? That is got through evaluation. Now assessment is continuous. So it is a continuous process. Whole, if the course is of 6 months, so it will be of altogether 6 months. If the course is of 1 year, whole year you will be continuously assessing the student and knowing where you are going wrong and what changes are you are supposed to bring. While evaluation is the end result, is a final outcome, conclusive end result that you are going to make. That is evaluation. Now, types of assessment: formative assessment and summative assessment. Now, these two terminologies are, after NEP 2020, these two terminologies are very used to. Every day we are using these two terminologies, formative assessment and summative assessment. Earlier, when we were there, 1+1 was +1 system, it was only summative assessment. That was not summative, final examination was there, but you can call it as a summative assessment, final examination. There was no concept of formative assessment. Then when our CBCS came, semester system came, then we had CIA, continuous internal assessment. There, to some extent, formative assessment was taking place. But now NEP 2020, when NEP 2020 came into existence, came now from 2023, West Bengal also had to adopt an NEP 2020, and compulsory we had to follow. So after that, formative assessment and summative assessment has become a part and parcel of our life, of students' life. And they are being continuously, informative assessment, they are being continuously monitored. Formative assessment can take place in any form. It is not, we'll go ahead in the presentations, what are the various forms you can take formative assessment. So there is no fixed rule for formative assessment or summative assessment. It depends on your course. It depends on the examiner, on the evaluator, how you want to assess your student. I may think differently. My fellow colleague can think differently. Somebody else can think differently. It is your way, how you want to evaluate your student and your course, whether they are able, after studying the particular unit, whether they are able to achieve that particular learning outcome or not. So you are going to assess it. So it is your methods. There are plenty of examples, ways you can conduct it, which we are going to take up in our following slides. So it is, as I told, it completely depends on the examiner, evaluator, course designer. And summative assessment is at the end. Formative is throughout, and summative is at the end, which you are going to judge the student. Now, methods of formative assessment. Objective test, MCQs, you can do true and false, multiple choice questions or true or false, then match the following, anything you can do. Subjective you can take, you can make them write essays, reflective writing they can do, and where they will do it, Moodle, Google Classroom. They are learning management system, Moodle or Google Classroom. There you will make this quiz, share the link, and you will add the students in Moodle and Google Classroom, make the quiz, set a time, date, everything, and then inform the students, and they will take the quiz accordingly. Then methods of summative assessment. Summative assessment can be online proctored exams. Online proctored exams now, because we want it to be fair. In COVID, it was our students used to write assignments at their home and submit it in our college. And we all know what they have done. It was an open book system kind of a thing. But open book system is also good. They are not against open book system, but your question should be such that they don't get answers there in the book. It should be some critical thinking should be applied on those questions when you give any open book examination for the students. So online proctored examination are in our regular classroom mode. Our invigilators are there in physical form. They are seeing the students whether they are copying or not. But in online, there are also invigilators. We are told to switch on your webcam, like right now I'm doing, and the invigilators will be able to see, your eye movement, your facial expressions change when you are copying. When you are not copying, you'll lose. So they will see whether you are copying or not, and if you are copying, your exam ends there and there itself. Final projects, you can ask them to submit. Presentations, online presentations, group presentations, individual presentations, anything you can take. Then final quiz also you can set for the student, time bound quiz, negative marking you can give, anything you can set. As I told, it completely depends on the subject teacher and the course which you are teaching. All are not same. All don't have a same level. All don't require the same level of understanding. All are different. So it is very important what right method you choose for assessing your student. That is very important. That gives you the correct assessment to know that the student have understood your unit, module, your course or not. Then a very important question now in this online courses for assessment is rethink cheating. Now, cheating often signals misaligned statements. Now, it means that if a student is able to search your question in Google and get an answer, it means the student is there is something wrong with your question. You need to redesign your question, rethink your question in such a way that the student is not able to find the answer in Google or Chat GPT, Copilot, anywhere. Like for example, if I give you a question related to today's topic which I'm dealing, if I tell you there are two teachers are there. One always gives impromptu surprise quiz, surprise test in the class, goes and does surprise test in the class. And one teacher is there who gives a prior notice to the students and informs them this unit is going to come, you have to study this and come. So which according to you is a better way of assessment? If I give you a question, there you don't have to do a Google search. You will think yourself and give me an answer what you feel. So this is how I feel, and we must design our assessments that students don't have to search Chat GPT or Google anywhere to find your answer. So the question is, how do they think, decide? The real question is what they can remember is not anymore. What they can remember, what the students can remember is not the question anymore. The question is, how do they think, decide, and solve when the teacher isn't in the room? So in the digital age, we have to change our assessment accordingly. Then assessment of storytelling. Now in NEP 2020, 4 years graduation is there. First year it's 100 level, second year is 200 level, third year is 300 level, fourth year is 400 level, and fourth year should be at par with the masters, first year of masters in university. That is the whole idea. But so when a student take admission in first year, the level is 100. It means that whatever he or she have studied in school in class 11 and 12, that same topics and little bit addition to it will be done in their first year. So you can initially, so if the student is from I'm a commerce teacher. So a student have already studied financial accounting in their class 11 and 12. So same units are there in their first year itself. So I can, that's like a final account, depreciation, then partnership. I can do a small quiz and see where they are at that stage. What is their level of understanding? How much I'm supposed to put effort? Now, also another case is also there that in NEP 2020, like in when I have studied, when we all have, mostly we all have studied, it was honors and general. I was accountancy honor student, and some other students were general student. The honor student marks was 70, 80, 90%, so they used to get honors. Those who just barely managed to pass, they used to get become general. So we know that they have become honors and become general. Syllabus was also according to become honors and become general. Level of difficulty, question paper also level of difficulty, honors and general. There was two. And when the teacher used to go to an honors class to teach, I know that my students are honors students. They are little high level IQ, they are high level of understanding, so I can go at a fast pace. But when it comes to general, I know that my students have not given so much effort in their class 11 and 12. So I have to now put more effort in them to make them understand the concept and make them clear. But now in NEP 2020, as we all know, that all honors are program student, all honors and general student are sitting together in one room only. In online also, in online more it is, in online though different age groups are sitting in one, different mentality people are sitting in one, they will be sitting together. Like right now also in this FDP, all are not from commerce background, all are, neither all are the same linguistic people are not sitting in and hearing me out. All are so sorry, all are also not married, all are not bachelor, all, so you all are different. All, how many are, I'm not able to see the participants right now, 50, 60, 70, any number. We all are different. We all are different. Our needs are different. So it is very important that we know beforehand what are our students, what they know. And students should also know, where am I? Then comes the formative nudges, formative thinking. Am I improving? So after unit 1, 2, after knowing that, after studying, after going through the courses and going through the video lectures, going through the assessment, am I improving? Yes, then well and good, everything is going fine. If I'm not improving, then what I'm supposed to do it? What I'm supposed to do? Why am I not improving? That's a very important question that one has to ask himself or herself. And the answer is within. You will get the answer. And if you're not improving, and again you go through where you went wrong and try to make changes. And if still you're not improving, then some changes have to be made more in your, you're not giving enough time, you're not processing what is happening, or you are, at the same time right now, you are thinking 2, 3 things at the same time. So there are various reasons, so, or that subject, sometimes it happens also, I tell my students also, many are sitting in my classroom, they are lost. They are lost. I'm teaching a unit called consignment. And next day I ask them, what did I teach yesterday? Some of them are not able to know because their mind was somewhere else. And some are very good in playing instrument, in doing anything, and they're liking somewhere else, but still they are studying commerce due to various factors, so they are not able to give that 100% in that particular subject. That is also one of the reasons. That performance task, what can I create? So after studying the particular course, am I able to, whatever learning outcomes are given, am I able to achieve it at the end or not? So this all are answered through assessment. Now, emotional side of assessment is also there. Now, as I told, in a classroom, there are various students from various backgrounds, the students are there. And your assessment should be such that it doesn't create anxiety for the student. It should build confidence in the student. Your test should not judge, your test should not be so difficult that the student is not able to even pass, barely pass that test. We don't want the brightest of the student only to pass my course. I want the student who have just secured 50% marks also to clear my course and understand what I'm able to tell through my course. So the stake should be low. It should not be very high in the starting only that the student feels, oh my god, I have taken a wrong course, have I made a wrong decision in taking the course or not. So it is very important that the assessment which you are giving to the student, it should not create anxiety but confidence. Suppose in Moodle you have created a course and you have added a paragraph. You add a paragraph and you tell the student to read the paragraph thoroughly and write the paragraph in three lines by yourself. And the student does it. The student goes to the paragraph and gives his or her narration of the paragraph in 2 or 3 lines. Well enough. There might be spelling mistakes. There might be grammatical errors. Don't see that. See the intention of the student. And if the intention is good, if he has not copied or she has not copied from ChatGPT, is more than enough. And you should give marks. There are badges in Moodle which you can give. And progress tracking, you can give. You can, if this assignment, it can be an assignment. If this assignment is this paragraph reading assignment is cleared, progress is 10%. So you will know, oh yes, I'm progressing, I'm doing something, I've earned a badge. They will tell their friends, they'll feel happy, they'll feel confident. So it's very important to build confidence of your student on that particular, because those who are going to IIM and doing physical MBA, they're sitting, they have to clear CAT, they have 99.999 percentile or 100 percentile it will come to. They should be IIT background students are there, those who are going to IIMs and doing IIM MBAs. So they are very high level people. Now those who are doing online MBA, executive MBA of 1 year, they are working professionals. They cannot devote so much of time, but they have in-house experience. So they cannot keep the same parameters for judging for that MBA which is there in the regular mode of 2 years, where they are charging enormous fees but giving quality education as well. But here you are charging reasonable fees, but the students are in their convenient time. They are going through this. They are going in their home and going through the course in their own time. So the level of assessment should be mapped accordingly. This is very important. If in the first when my student comes just to the class, I bombard them with such a difficult question paper, they will be scared, and from the next day they will not come in my class only. So it's very important. It is very important to build a rapport and make them confident. Then future trends in online assessment. This is not future trend, this is going on right now also, but it's not going on in a larger scale. These are going, some premier institutions are doing it, like IITs, IIMs. These premier institutions are doing it, but it will come into effect to everyone, like biometric and sentiment analysis. They will check your facial expression, everything, whether you are copying your thing here and there or not. You have to just look in and give your test properly. Don't looking here and there. The technology is so advanced that they will, in a fraction of a second, they will know that yes, there is something wrong going on, and you are trying to seek help from here and there. Then blockchain credentials. Blockchain technology will be used in making your final certificates, so that it is not tampered with, it is not fake, that certificate is not fake. There will be a QR code. By scanning the QR code, you will know that yes, this is a genuine certificate which the student has earned after completing the course. Then AI co-assessment. as we all know, now AI is something which it's better we all get used to and make it as our friend and help, take the help in uh, assessing the students rather than thinking it, as they will take half of the job market in India. We should not think in that way. We should think that now how we can take the advantage of AI and take the help and make it a co-assessor and assess the students. Then adaptive pathways. As I've already told that each student is different. Each student's needs are different. You all are different. If one student, one of the member right now attending and hearing me out, I will not, I cannot presume that all are understanding to at the same level. It is not so. So it is very important also sometimes, we we make our assessments individual wise also. Suppose an individual is not able to cope up, has some difficulty, we, for him or her specifically, we change the assessment pattern. We try to, because final grade is not important. If the student, a brilliant student, due to some problem in the final exam will not be able to perform, but that doesn't mean that he or she has not understood my topic, has not understood my unit. Maybe he or she has understood it better, but during final exam, the student was not well, could not give the final exam. So it is very important that as for sometimes as for the students, a level of understanding, we little bit twist our assessment and make it as per their level, so that a student who is very good or has a very good academic background, they, for them a different set of assessment is there, and for those who are slow learners are taking time, for them we have another way of assessing them, not same. So that is your adaptive pathways. It is very important that in the coming years it will be more important. Now our focus should be student centric. Earlier days are there where it was teacher centric was there. Now it is no more teacher centric, it is all student centric. And we teachers are, we are just the facilitators. They have all the AI tools available, all the internet available, everything is available to them right now. When we were studying so much, only 2 GB data was there. We couldn't, in 1 month we have to use our 2 GB data. That those days are not there. We have unlimited 5G data, everything is there. So now it is we are just the facilitators. What consignment I'm teaching in the class, they can go and see that video in YouTube. They'll get numerous videos. ChatGPT will type a sum. If I give them a sum in ChatGPT, they'll get an answer. So it is very important how we mold ourselves and how we become, how it is student centric and how we become the facilitators. This is a future and we have to adapt to it. There is no other way. We cannot hide around the bushes now anymore. We have to, and the sooner the better. Then evaluation in online courses, surveys and feedback forms you can give after every unit. You can give and see that whether they were able to understand and the learning outcome they are able to achieve or not. If not, then how, take suggestions from them as well and work on it. If the suggestion are feasible, why not to apply it? Then outcome achievement analysis, final outcome, whatever they have achieved, make an analysis of the same. Then peer review of courses. You can ask the students to review, to give marks to their fellow mates if they have submitted some assignments, rather than you checking them. Why you assign the students online only? You check A will check B's, B will check D's. Like that you distribute, and they will do the assessment themselves. They'll do the peer review. If they're making presentations also, they review the other presentations, and you can give the final. You can check and give the final marks accordingly. That is your peer review of courses. Then accreditation standards. Now NAC is there for our educational institutions. NAC does our assessment. Every 5 years there's an assessment takes place. So NAC in our criteria number one, teaching learning. There is our curriculum, everything all comes on. So our assessment should also, this NACs, whatever they are providing, they should match to their standards as well. We have to look into that perspective as well. If we know that is a NAC A plus college, A grade college, we know that college is good, the institution is good, the students will take admission there. So that also have to be kept in back of our mind when we are having this assessment, when we are designing the assessment for our online courses. Now, there are always two sides of the coin. So where there are advantages, there are challenges as well. So what are the challenges we face in assessing and evaluating in online courses? Academic integrity issues, cheating, plagiarism. There are, you can use plagiarism softwares to check how much plagiarism is there, but they may humanize that chat GPT answers also. So this is one of the challenge which you face. If I give you today, if I give any topic to my student to write and submit, tomorrow they will all will copy from chat GPT and bring. I know very well. So this is important. And cheating, yes, if we don't keep any if we don't use any proctored examination software, then obviously there will be cheating. So that is there. We have to, we can minimize it. We cannot completely stop it, but yes, we can minimize it. Technological barriers, connectivity and devices. There will be technological barriers. There, some are like right now my internet can, right now my current can go in my house. There is no generator in my house. So obviously this session will close there itself for me because I'll not be able to connect with you. Now that is something which we cannot do anything, but that is another barrier which we have to face. Then ensuring authenticity of learning evidence. So this is again related with your plagiarism only. Wherever they are copy, whatever they are tools, there means whatever resources they are using to find answers, they can seek help. They can take help. Taking help from any learning, that is fine, but that should not be exactly the copy of the same thing from that learning. They should not copy exactly. Taking help and exactly copying are two different things, and so we have to ensure authenticity. Whatever they are seeking help from, it should be remaining as a help, not the entire thing reflecting in their submission of the projects. And over reliance on MCQs, we should not and that is also one of the factors that we are relying quite a lot on MCQs to judge, to assess the students. That should not be a common practice as well. Then accessibility for diverse learners. Then I've already told, all are coming from different backgrounds. All the students are coming from different backgrounds. All five fingers are not same. Even the siblings have different characteristics, if you know. So it is very important that how we assess our students, how they, whether they are able to learn or not. So through online courses also, we want that whatever course we are designing, we have to keep in back of my mind and the assessment that we are dealing with pan-India. The students from pan-India will be enrolling in our course. So what are their needs? How we can make everyone come together and understand what I want to tell them. That is a challenge. That is a very big challenge, but with time it will be overcome. Then best practices. So first, best practice is aligning assignments with learning objectives. As I told, if my learning objective is after studying depreciation, the student is able to calculate depreciation for his or her asset, which method to use, why to use it. If he knows or she knows, then yes, I have achieved whatever I wanted to achieve, it is achieved. Then that is possible. Then use diverse tools and methods. You can use quizzes, you can use polls, you can use match the for anything, essays, case studies, research analysis, anything, any online tool you can use, method you can use for assessing your student. All are available. Provide timely and constructive feedback. Now it is time bound. Even the quizzes is 1 hour. If right answer is there, you can give a feedback, individual feedback even can be given to the students, so they know where they went wrong, how they can improve in the future. Good ones will do good, but the ones who are not slow learners, we have to track them out and help them out. Ensure transparency with rubrics. So criteria, if you are giving, suppose you gave you gave an assignment, you give an assignment, then for that assignment rubrics, the criteria should be set clear. For presentation this much marks, for neatness this much marks, for timely submission this much marks, and then accordingly you should grade the student, so they know, oh, that teacher is not favoring. No, there's no favoritism, nothing, is transparent. Everybody knows that these are my rubrics, these are my criteria. If I do this, I will get this much marks. So it is clear to them and they know it. Encourage self and peer assessment. They must be allowed to assess themselves, and peer assessment, their batchmates should be able to assess each other. That is also very important, and that will also reduce the workload of the faculty member as well. That is also another good thing. So this also is encouraged through online courses, assessment in online courses. Then assessment should measure learning skills and engagement, how the student is learning, how much skill the student is getting, how much engaging you can make. Balancing formative, summative is very important to balance both. Too much reliance on formative, too much reliance on summative is also not good. So there has to be a balance. Balance is needed everywhere. Then evaluation provides continuous improvement. Evaluation is done to provide feedback to the students. Now I want to and not my presentation ends here, but we will do some other thing, how to use different ways to assess and evaluate. That we'll be doing after my PPT ends here. Closing thought is that assessment is no longer the end of teaching, it is the engine of learning. So this is a quote which I want to leave the session right now, my presentation with. Thank you. Now we'll be doing something else. We'll be going to so this is how Moodle looks like. This is my college Moodle ID. This is how Moodle looks like. You have to create your account in Moodle. If your institution provides online courses and has a Moodle, you all know very well. Then site administration, you have to go. If you want to add a new course in Moodle, then courses, add a new course, and you can add your course name, short name, from where the course starts, from where the course ends, a short description about the course, and after making the course, you have to add participants, or they can enroll themselves. Also, you have to give the Moodle the subject link. They can add and themselves in the course as well. So this is how a Moodle looks like, and here this is your learning management system, where you can all IIMs, IITs, all are using this learning management system only to conduct online quizzes, tests for their formative assessment. And second one is your Google Classroom. This is the dashboard of Google Classroom. This is how Google Classroom looks like, which I know you all this was quite popular, and Moodle and Google Classroom when we were in COVID mode and students were enrolled in our Google Classroom. You know, you have this plus sign here, and you have to create a class name, section, subject. Class name you can give BCom, MCom, MBA, data science section, ABC, subject related, what subject you are going to teach. Like for BCom honors A, this, suppose I made a subject, and then this code here you have to copy and paste it in the WhatsApp groups. They can enroll in that particular class. Then when they are enrolled, then you can give them assignment, quiz, study material, topics. You can give different topics. Syllabus means unit 1, 2, 3, 4. You can add on the topic. So this is where you are going to conduct the online assessment and evaluation is going to take place. Formative or summative, both you can do it in Google Classroom, Moodle, as per your institutions, where they want, where they are more convenient to use it. Both are there. Then I would like to, for assessment, we have Padlet. Now, so this is, I've already registered in Padlet, so they are not asking me for signing up. But if you're a first time user, you have to sign up. You can use your email ID to sign up. And this is an unpaid version. If you take the paid up version, there you get more, chances to use it. Otherwise, you have a limit of chances to use it. So this during a classroom, you can just in Padlet, you can make a question, you can make a poll and give them the link, in your WhatsApp group which you have created, and you can give a link, and they can, if it's an interactive session like this one, today's one, if live sessions is going on, then you can give this and take the feedback immediately. Now recorded lectures, if you are, then there is very difficult to take immediate feedback, but in live sessions, it's always good to take feedback. So there is discussion board, lesson plan you can make, polls. I was talking about poll. So if you want to take a poll, how is the session going on? Just in this plus sign you add and poll, and then type a question. How was my session on assessment and evaluation in online courses? Then choice 1, excellent. Choice 2, very good. Okay. Poor. Then add. Then publish. And then you'll get a code, and you can give that code in your WhatsApp group. And you can log in. You can click that click that link, and you'll be directed to that poll, and you can give your feedback. Now, I'm not taking your feedback because I'm pre-assuming that you liked my session. So some of my colleagues are there, they know how jolly I am in person. So I'm thinking that you like my session. It's an excellent session, so I'm not asking you all to read my session. So if you publish it, then you'll get a link, and if you see, publish now, copy link in a post. This link is copied, and you can paste it in your WhatsApp group. You can share it, and then I'll get 0 votes have then. I'll see how votes will be coming in and how many have voted. I'll be able to know in this Padlet. So Padlet is a handy tool which you can use, but as I told, this comes with a subscription. If your institution can take a subscription, many can use it. It will be better for you all. Then we have is Wayground. Earlier it was known as Quizzes, but now Quizzes is renamed as Wayground. It is another tool to assess your students there itself in the class. Or at the end also, you can give quizzes. Now there are now as I've already signed in quizzes, so it is not showing you sign up. Otherwise, through your email ID, you can sign up. But I have already logged in, so they are not asking me. Then either there are quizzes already, inbuilt quizzes are there for you all as per your subject. There are inbuilt quizzes which you can use, reuse it, or you can create your own assessment. So you can make slides, you can make quiz, you can make interactive video, anything. So if you click on assessment, you can import worksheets or questions from your Google form. Google form, yes, I forgot. Google form is another way of tracking your students, of knowing, getting a feedback, immediate through Google form. Also you can use your Google form to get immediate feedback from the students. So you can import worksheets or questions from your Google form through AI. You can use ChatGPT or you can use any other AI tool and get the questions from there and import. You can use it. You can just paste the website, copy paste, and then automatically the quiz will be created. Or you can create from scratch. That is, you have to type by yourself. If you want a multiple choice question, fill in the blank, passage, multiple choice question, if you will give, so summative assessment is at the beginning of the course. Sorry, summative assessment takes place during the course at the end of the course. Peer review on none. So anything, again, you can use it, paste it, or get it, and get what you are intending to check, or you can make a question in such a way. Is summative assessment interesting? Yes or no? Is summative assessment helpful for you, or formative assessment has been helpful for you or not till now? you can get an idea about that as well, and how the formative assessment, whatever formative assessment you are using to get, suppose quiz, MCQ, or reflective learning, or case study, whatever you are using, whether that is helping them out and how they're helping it. You can relate it and get the feedback from there as well. So I'm not, these are all known to you because this all were actually, these all were taught, these all were things which in our COVID days we get to know all these things. So, uh, but when we went to again our traditional method, then we have minimized it little bit, but it's always good to use, all these tools, because this all are, students will not be bored, in your, when you are taking online class also, students will not be bored, because in the starting I have told you all, we do our face-to-face interaction in our classroom, offline classroom. We know with their facial expression itself whether they have understood or not, where I'm going wrong, if I'm able to if I'm doing to change, if I do something, if they're not liking something, should I change my topic? What, that is their facial expression tells everything. Maybe to faculty members who are new in teaching field, maybe it will take a little bit of time. To me also, now I'm 10 years in teaching field. So by the students' expression, I know what they want to say. Without them saying a single word in the class, I know what they want to say. But in online, even if I tell you to on your webcam, it will be very difficult for me to see the 100 faces there in front of me and to find out what, what you want to say. It is very difficult for me or anyone who is taking a session right now or has to online session. It's very difficult to gauge 100 participants on a screen also if I see what you want to say. So there, all these tools are very important to collaborate and make your assessment more interesting. To know that what the students what what they want. And again, I will tell, we should be student centric. All the assessment should be student centric, and we should be the facilitators. Now it's no more we going to a traditional class. We going and telling the students, do this, do that. Now it is time we know from them what they want and deliver it accordingly. The time has come. So, wait. So thank you so much. I stop sharing my screen. It's a teacher's thing, when you start talking, you just start talking and it's very difficult to stop. And moreover, when you are not in a class room where, continuous 80 students, 90 students are staring at you and telling you, ma'am, please stop. That also is not available in front of you. Then you get more motivated and more energized to talk and talk and talk. So thank you so much for listening.
Risha, this is Patrick here. There are some questions.
Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening.
There are some questions, I believe. I think a certain Dr. Kalpana Panigrahi wanted to ask you some questions. So, Dr. Kalpana, over to you.
I will try to answer as much I can. I'll help you out. I'll help you out.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Thank you so much for this nice session. It was really very informative. So my question is that it is a very common question, but still I want to raise this. There are not some, but many students are right now, we are observing that they have a very high level of IQ, but they are not that much hardworking. They are not that much serious about their course and studies, even they are not regular in study. So how to assess their potential in how we can design, keeping in our view the Bloom taxonomy and all, because sometimes it also happens that they don't able to secure good marks because of their negligence, because they are lagging behind the regular study. They are not able to do regular study. So how we can assess them, so that in the as a teacher, we all should be concerned of their career in the long term. So what we can do?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your question. Now, actually, this students are also divided into actually two categories. One set of students are, yes, they are very good in academics. They have secured very good marks in 11 and 12, but when they come, they are not, they intentionally don't want to attend the classes, not so, but they are engaged in some other activity. Like for commerce students especially, they are doing CA, CS, or they are going to their family business, and there they are helping out. So they are not coming regularly for the classes, and we know they are genuine students. They are going for their articleship. They are doing so. Instead of we, telling, we are setting the normal assessment, we should what how this CA or CS, we can imbibe our assessment in such a way how that what they are studying in their practical life, in their business, how we can take from them, and in our assessment we can collaborate and assess accordingly, because they are at the end of the day, if they become CA, CS, or they are looking at the family business, they are going to give a lot to the economy in future. They are already doing something which is helping them, which is going to help them, which is going to help the society in the long run. So we can, if not in summative, we cannot do anything, but that is, that institution or they have designed. But formative one, yes, formative one, we can assess them, what they are learning in their real life, and how we can collaborate it in our formative assessment, because they are genuine students actually.
Okay, very well said, ma'am. But the thing is that, as we know, we have to maintain the uniformity in the paper setting and all. So this is very difficult to handle this issue, I think.
As I told, summative assessment, we cannot do anything. That they have to sit, they have to give at the end of the course, they have to
maintain the uniformity even.
Yes, but for formative assessment, we can, as an evaluator, we can make some changes for those specific students and assess them accordingly.
Risha ma'am, can I add to your answer?
Yes, yes, surely.
Dr. Kalpana, I'm just trying to.
Yes, please, sir, please, sir.
Okay. So generally, if you are following revised Bloom's taxonomy along with all your objective based questions.
Yes, always we follow that.
With different levels of difficulty, and if the question paper is balanced, I mean, from the result, we can always say that that a good chunk of the students can, even if it is light or it's heavy, can manage. So if the question paper is designed in a very balanced manner, I think you should be able to answer your concerns. But if there is any disrupting cases, then that could be a different scenario. I believe that.
Yes, absolutely correct, sir. As ma'am told that the thing is that, but still some cases are there which we want to have them. They are very much intelligent. We know that, but somehow in assessment we cannot follow that method, customized method, because of maintaining the uniformity, because that is the issue. So I was just trying to get some inputs.
Madam, you are from an autonomous college or university professor or
Sikkim
affiliate?
Manipal University, sir, management department. Yeah.
Sikkim Manipal. Okay.
So.
Ma'am, that means you are quite near to us. Just visit our campus. We can sit and discuss on this topic.
Always welcome, your sir. You also, your team is also always welcome. I have also given an invitation to Arvind sir as well.
Okay. Our dean, I think Mr. Anirban. Yeah.
Anirban, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anirban sir. Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
you can definitely come visit our exam office and we can discuss on this.
Most, that will be my pleasure, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, are there any more questions from the participants? You can just type in the chat box, or just switch on your camera and or switch on your mic and say and ask. If not, we can close. Yes, Partha sir, do you have any question?
In the
Okay, then we
meantime,
would
I
like
think
to
we
have.
can take a photo. Yeah,
Yes.
but I think in the meantime, I think we can take the photo if anybody wants to, can ask.
Okay, then we can take another photo for the second session. We've already taken for the first session. I'll just take for the second session also. Everyone, please switch on your camera. I have shared some information regarding the assessment for tomorrow. Kindly go through the information in the WhatsApp group. Just hold on, everyone. Just hold on. Yes, it's done. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for staying with us till the end of the sessions for today. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, the sessions will start at 3 p.m. 3 to 4, 4 to 5. After that, we'll have a gap of 2 hours and then the evaluation for you to prepare for the last two sessions. So you can prepare for the last two sessions as well and then write the test at 7 p.m. And for your kind information, you have to complete the assessment as well as the feedback form to get the Baba, please, to get the certificate tomorrow itself. So you have to log in from your account in the ATAL FDP. I'll brief you again tomorrow after the sessions. So please kindly see that whether you can access your accounts or not. If not, you can do the needful by opting for the option of forgot password and all that. So keep it ready. Tomorrow you'll be needing it to get the certificates. So there are two processes. One is assessment and one is feedback form. Both have to be filled up to get the certificates. So you'll get the certificates tomorrow itself once you are done with the two processes. So all the best for tomorrow. I'll be sharing the PPT. One PPT I've already shared. One more I'll share it. now itself. You can start preparing for tomorrow also. You will get the PPT to prepare.
Ma'am, actually, I need to ask one question. How
Yes.
much time will we get for the assessment?
I have already written in the WhatsApp group, ma'am, 1 hour.
Okay. And how many questions would be there?
Around 20 to 30, maximum 30 questions will be there.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Any other queries? You can WhatsApp me, everyone. You can WhatsApp in the group also. So if anyone,
Certificate right after the evaluation?
yes, after evaluation and the feedback form fill up. Both you have
Okay,
to do, and then you will get the certificate in your portal itself.
Okay, same day.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
how many questions will be there, ma'am?
I have already answered, ma'am. 20 to 30, maximum 30.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You can please type your query in the WhatsApp group. So if anyone has similar queries, they can also get their answers. Okay. Thank you, everyone. It seems there are no more questions. Thank you, Lieutenant Risha Chetri, for your wonderful session. And it was really interactive and informative one. Thanks once again for accepting our invitation. Thank you, Patrick sir. Thank you, Anirban sir, for joining us. Participants for
Thank you
staying
so
with
much.
us till the end. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Patrick sir, anyone sir, if you want to add anything, you can add. Otherwise,
No, fine. Thank you, Samaranti and Risha ma'am and Patrick.
I just
Yes,
would tell that if any exam related queries are there, please message in the WhatsApp group.
yes.
I think Noenika had a question. So, yeah.
Yes, Nanika?
She has a question related to
Okay.
logging for the assessment.
Yeah, you please message me, Nanika. I will share with you.
Okay, I'm then shutting down the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, then good night, everybody. You can sign off.
Yeah, thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night. Good night.